guys, it's Watson. Welcome back to this location and welcome back to my fucking story times. Unfortunately, I am out of Diet Coke. Hush falls across the room. I'm out of my drugs, even though I had like 20 empty cans lying around me. I would count them again, but that's probably just boring. So instead I have a different beverage. Not gonna confirm anything. Today I wanted to give a really quick story time about the time that I broke into somebody's house. Me and my friend. We broke into somebody's house when we were really stoned. Basically, me and two friends had been planning on sneaking out on a specific night. And we all thought it was fun and good, so we all made plans and we thought we were gonna go out and just kind of like hang out. Does that make any sense? Like when you just sneak out to hang out with your friends, that's what we were doing. And we were just planning on getting crossfaded, nothing too like intense. We weren't gonna really like leave the house. One of the guy friends was gonna come, but then he had to bail. And so then we just kind of said to ourselves, like, you know, let's just all bail. But the thing was, one of our friends didn't have a phone at the time, so she was messaging us through Tumblr. So we were like going back and forth, and then when we canceled with this friend. And she assumed that we were not gonna be hanging out, so she like turned off her laptop and went to sleep because it was like midnight. And I assumed the same thing, so I go to sleep, but suddenly I get a phone call or like a text or something like that. And my friend tells me, hey, can you try to contact the friend that went to sleep, the friend that we were talking to on Tumblr, because I can actually do tonight, and I was really hoping that we would, you know. I was like, okay, and I tried to message her on Tumblr like 50 million times, but she wasn't picking up because obviously she was asleep, because it was like, I think Thursday night, but we thought, you know what, fuck it. And so I planned out, alright, I'm gonna sneak out at this time with this stuff. I'm gonna bring my backpack so I can wake up in the morning with her and go to school. Yeah, I filled my school bag and I brought it downstairs, brought my phone down, and I like put a spare change of clothes in there and my makeup and stuff. My mother was the only one home. She was basically in her room on her iPad until like 2 in the morning, which is when I decided to sneak out. And I was like, well, fuck, what am I gonna do? Because the thing about my house is that it's super loud, it's super old and creaky, so you can hear like every move. Like, listen, if I was like move around, you could hear all this wood creaking basically. And you can imagine the stairs in our house were especially fucking creaky. And the worst part is that the stairs, being as creaky as they were actually located right in front of my mother's and father's room. So the stairs are here and there's a thin wall separating them from the room. So I was to walk down the stairs, normally they'd be able to hear it. And if I was to try to sneak down the stairs, I'd probably be able to hear it and like be like suspicious, like what the fuck is someone trying to sneak down the stairs? So I test my luck and I pull a Ferris Bueller and I put a bunch of pillows under my bed and I grabbed my stuff and I snuck down the stairs. But that wasn't it. It wasn't just like getting down the stairs. I had to like pass through this obstacle of like which parts of my ground floor are creaky and which parts I can like safely walk on. It was all creaky and I was surprised that I didn't get caught, but I managed to sneak out and I called my friend and I was like, yo, are you like on your way? Because we were gonna meet in the middle of our street because we were like pretty close to each other. And so she's like, yeah. I told her and I said I couldn't like, you know, message our friend. She wasn't responding. I'm pretty sure she's asleep. And she's like, oh, okay. So we met up, decided to smoke a couple bowls, and then we thought to ourselves, we really want this friend to be with us, you know, like we really want to be hanging out with this friend. So what can we do to have her with us? Being incredibly stoned and not very good at judging situations, we decided it would be a wonderful idea to attempt to break in to our friend's house and go upstairs and wake her up while she was sleeping. You know, not thinking maybe the fuck her dad was fucking awake watching TV downstairs or some shit. We just thought, man, we're gonna sneak in there because it's like late, they're like all asleep. We can just sneak in there and get her. It'll be fine. It'll be fucking fine. And so we have a couple fags and we go to her doorstep and we're thinking, how the fuck do we get in? And we're trying to open the door, it's locked, of course. And then it clicked in my brain, dude, I know where the spare key is. Don't do this, don't do that. So we had a flashlight. Keep in mind, this time we're incredibly stoned and clumsy and loud. Like pulling over her bins and like pulling over her like mats and stuff to try to find the spare key that I was talking about. We finally found it. Like miraculously, I don't know how we found it. We go up the stairs and we unlock her door. And so we go, we open the door and we walk into her house at like 2 a.m. It is dark, nobody's awake. This is not our house. We just fucking broke into it at 2 in the fucking morning. How? So we know where her room is. So we go and walk upstairs slowly, very slowly. And we hear a noise, we're like, what the fuck is that? And then we realize that it's her dad's like snoring because he's sleeping. So we're like, okay, we're in the clear. We go into her room and she's of course sleeping. The lights are off. And so we don't know. We don't know what the fuck to do. We don't know how we're gonna wake her up without her fucking screaming or some shit. Cause like, so we don't speak and all we're doing is we're just laughing because we can't stop laughing because we're like, the situation's fucking hilarious. So we're like, like we're trying so hard to be quiet, but we can't stop fucking laughing, trying to think of like a way to wake her up. I'd like you to picture the scene, okay? It's 2 a.m. You're asleep. You wake up in the dark of your room to find 2 girls in black that reek of marijuana just manically laughing and not saying a word. What the fuck would you do? I'll tell you what she did. She like rose up really slowly and just went, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? She wasn't screaming. She was like speaking at the exact volume that I am. She was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm not even joking. She was just like, what the fuck? For like 20 seconds. And here we are, just continuing to laugh. We're literally like... like muffling ourselves by like moving into like putting our faces in like her comforter, so it like it'll muffle the sound because her dad's right next fucking door asleep. We were just like, oh yeah, we want to know if you could hang out with us tonight at our house. At first she was like, fuck no, I'm sleeping, let me sleep. And then of course we, as incredibly high as we were like, but it's an adventure. Like, it's a fucking adventure, man. Come on, like, this fucking adventure. It's so fucking cool. Fucking do it. Like, fucking adventure, this bullshit. So eventually she was like, alright, fine. Yeah, she got dressed. We went downstairs and then we went to the friend that I was with's house and got incredibly crossfaded that night and then had to walk her home at 5 in the morning. We came back, we saw like 2 deers on the way back. The friend smashed like 7 pumpkins after we dropped the friend off that we like we broke into her house. We stole a pumpkin and named it Seth Rogen, and yeah, we just hung out and I slept over at her house. Nobody knew, I don't believe, and yeah, we did the same thing in the morning. We just got crossfaded and went to school. So like, fun. I had to remember to come back to my house, you know, drag her along with me in the morning as we smoked cigarettes, and so I could make sure that my parents wouldn't find pillows under my blankets and wonder what the fuck happened last night. But yeah. So yeah, that was the incredibly short story time of how me and my friend got really stoned and broke into our other best friend at the time's house. So yeah. Fun times. I guess that's it. Sorry it was so short. I'm just trying to pre-film a bunch and I need my memory. So yeah, I will see you in the next video. Watson signing off.